Hey, welcome to the final day of Code Camp. You made it to day 5. Congratulations. What we're going to be doing today is something called Kaleidoscope Dessert. And as I kind of teased about, McKinley is going to be leading this one. So you're going to see her in just a minute. Before I let her take the stage, I want to kind of review a couple things we learned last time just because it's a really good way to learn. So last time was the catching dinner. We learned a lot of new skills in that. We learned that you could use a command called change the X by. So you could actually just change the X, which is the side to side, and change the Y to go up and down. We learned that you could put code on the stage. So we had never put code on the stage before, but you have code that you can put on each sprite, which is a good thing that you can do. But you can also put code on your stage. The stage is also sometimes called the background. And what we did with that stage code is we created clones. So cloning was really the big concept we learned last time. And that's instead of having an individual sprite down there, you have one sprite and then many clones of it on your game. It's a really powerful concept in programming. We also did some more things with random numbers, so hopefully you kind of got some of those concepts down. Today what we're doing is kind of something completely different. It's a lightweight thing. It's kind of what I call like a half day. It's just meant to be a fun way to finish our week. And so let me go ahead and start off by clicking on this solution demo, and you can kind of see what we're up to. So to stick with our dessert theme, we made it kind of like as though you're putting icing on the top of a cake, but really it has almost nothing to do with dessert. And the idea is that you can ice the top of a cake. I'm missing my background image here, but that's okay. And so if I was putting icing on a cake, I could decorate the top of my cake. What I'm doing here to do this, and you'll see when you start doing it, is I'm using the arrow keys. So if I hit the up arrow, I'm actually controlling 3 sprites at once. So if I press arrow, that goes forwards. If I press arrow and right, it kind of like turns to the right some. And the neat thing that you can do here with a kaleidoscope is you can make cool shapes and patterns with it. So that's what we're up to. So what I want you to do, I'm supposed to say what we're going to learn today as well. But what I want you to do is go ahead and open up scratch.mit.edu and create a new project. And I am going to get that far done, and then I'm going to turn it over to McKinley. So McKinley, you want to take the lead from here?
Hi, my name is McKinley Fisher, and I'm going to be teaching today's lesson. And so our campers today are Neela, Bone, Keegan,
and Daddy. Dave. All right, go ahead.
Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you need to do is delete your cat sprite. After that, you're going to go into the sprite library to choose a new sprite. The sprite you're going to choose is the ball. Once you have the ball, it should look like this. And then you can go into events and get the green flag. So far you should have your ball on your screen and green flag in the code. After that, you need to tell the ball where to go, and that is found in motion. You need to drag over a go to X and Y block. And you need to change it to 0, 0. So it'll be in the middle of the screen. After that, you need to drag over a point and direction block. Right now it should have 90 in it. You're going to change that 90 to 0. So far, this is what your code should look like along with your ball. Okay. After that, you're going to go into control and drag over a forever loop. Then you're going to drag over 4 if statements. Once you do that, you're going to go into sensing and drag over if key pressed into those little boxes. So right now your code should look like this. Ring green flagged, go to X and Y, point and direction, a forever loop with 4 if statements inside, and inside those if statements, key, space, press. Once you have that, you're going to change the spaces to up arrow for the first if statement, down arrow for the second if statement, left for the third statement, and right for the fourth statement. Once you do that, you can go into motion again so that your ball will actually move when you press these keys. For the up arrow, you're going to drag over a move 10 steps. And you're going to change that 10 steps to 3 steps. And then you're going to drag over and move 10 steps into the down arrow and make that 10 be a negative 3 steps. Once you do that, you're going to get into the turns. For the left arrow, you are going to want to drag this one over.
Which one's this one?
The lower turn one. That has its arrow pointing left. And you're going to change that 15 degrees to 5. And then once you do that, you're going to take the top turn one that's pointing right and change that to 5. So right now your code should have move or turn blocks inside those if statements. After that, you're going to go into this extension button. Once you click on it, your screen should look like this. And you're going to see there's a lot of different options, but the one we want is pen. Once you do that, you should see it opens up a whole new block area that have teal colored blocks. Once you do that, you're going to drag the first command, erase all, in between, before the forever loop, before the forever loop and after the point and direction 0. So your code should look like this. And then you're going to drag over a stamp block and put it under the move 3 steps. So now move your ball and move 3 steps and then stamp. And then you're going to, for the down arrow, this is optional. You can do the same thing. I'm going to, so that your ball makes a line whenever it moves backwards. You don't have to do this. It is completely optional and up to you. Once you do that, you should be able to move your ball around and it has a line underneath it. And also, if you would like your ball a little faster, you can change this move 3 steps and move negative 3 steps. Okay, now that you have that, you can duplicate this. And how you do that is you click on the sprite and it should show up with a duplicate. And you're going to hit that. So now you should have ball and ball 2. Right click, yes. Now it should be 2 balls. And now you do that one more time, so there is going to be 3 balls. Duplicate, so now you should have 3 balls on your screen. And now you can change the ball's colors if you would like. To do that, you go into ball and then you click on costumes. You'll see it already has a bunch of different colored costumes, and you can choose whichever one you would like, but I'm going to choose blue. And also, if you would like, you can fill the ball with your own color. So now there's, and then you can do the same for the other balls. So you click on the ball, then you click on its costumes, and choose what color you would like. Once you do that, you'll see in the code for ball 2 and 3, it has the exact same code. We want to modify this code just a bit. And so you're going to change it so it says when green flag to go to X and Y, 0, 0, and then point in direction, 0. You want to change that 0 to 120. And then you're going to go into ball 3 and do almost the same thing, except it's going to be a negative 120. Once you do that and click the green flag, you should have a kaleidoscope you made. And you can have whatever colors you want and change it. And since it is Kaleidoscope dessert, we need a background, which is going to be our cake. So you could draw your own, but I'm going to click on choose a background, and I'm going to choose a background that I think looks like a cake. I like this heart. I'm going to click on it, and now I'm going to have a heart background, and my balls kind of look like icing. So once you do that, your project should look like this. And now you're going to give your project a name. I'm going to name mine Kaleidoscope Dessert. Dessert. Okay, now that your project has a name, you can go into File and hit Save Now. So now your project should be saved, and you're going to hit Share. In the instructions, you can just tell people to use the arrow keys, and then there's also a URL you can share to your friends if you would like. And so now let's see how our campers did. So now let's see how Neela did. Can you show us your project? Whoa, you're decorating your cake with unicorns. Great idea. Okay, now let's see how Bowen did. I like your cake. Ooh, different colors. Nice. Now let's see how Daddy did. He did his cake. And he even gave one of his balls a face.
Only one.
Thank you.
Now let's see how Keegan did. Very nice. This is one way to make it. I have made an extension. I called it Rainbow Worms. And so it looks like this. And then you can move using this. And then you have a rainbow worm in the middle that you activate with space, and then you use WASD to move it. And so that is an extension you can make. And now I'm going to turn it back over to Daddy.
Thanks, sis. All right, so that is the end, folks. Kaleidoscope Dessert was the final thing that we wanted to teach you about. We just kind of wanted to ramp up camp a little bit and say a couple things. The real take-home message from this camp is coding's fun. It's something you can do. You can totally do this. You'll see coding in your life. Just know that it is something that you can handle. Each day we work through a different app or project, whatever you want to call it in this camp. We started with Alphabet Breakfast, where we work on like sprites and variables and flow control. Day 2 was Hedgehog Snack, where we did some things with drawing and touching color. Day 3 was Fish Lunch. It was the big one where we did like movement control and broadcasting events. Day 4 was Catching Dinner, where we learned about clones and random numbers. And then Day 5 was Kaleidoscope Dessert. Each of these is just kind of meant to teach you some different concepts, let you kind of get familiar with computer science a little bit. If you want more, there's a whole nother week of this camp. Fair warning, it is meant for an older audience, so some of those projects get intense, right? But if you wanted to give it a shot, we certainly welcome having you there. But I wanted to say thanks from my whole family for joining us. It's been a great camp week. We hope that you really liked it. All right, see you next year. Bye.